U.S. President Donald Trump. A conversation he says was cordial and substantive.
The President and I had a very constructive, very productive discussion. We've made progress. It's the beginning of negotiations. We will see what the United States does on the 2nd of April. It is still the case, of course, that there are tariffs on a number of other Canadian goods.
Carney says he informed Trump of counter tariffs Canada intends to impose on U.S. imports. The two leaders agreed to meet after the election should Carney and the Liberals win and begin negotiations on a new economic and security relationship. Trump also said earlier the call was very positive. The Prime Minister also hosted a call with the provincial and territorial premiers to update them on the conversation with Trump and to discuss next steps. Tom Perry has more.
He says he briefed them on his call with the president. They talked about what comes next, this possible retaliation that he's talking about. The premiers and Carney are trying to break down interprovincial trade barriers to offset some of the impact of those tariffs. But, Carney has warned Canadians there could be some difficult days ahead. And as I say, Carney said yesterday that, Canada has to prepare for a different world where that old relationship we had with the U.S., he says that's over. And despite his positive call with the U.S. President, Carney repeated that message here in Montreal.
Tom Perry reporting. On the campaign trail, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is proposing mandatory life sentences for certain crimes. They include trafficking fentanyl and guns, as well as human trafficking. And the New Democrats are promising to ban corporate landlords from buying up Canada's affordable housing. The Bloc Québécois is demanding all federal parties commit to protecting sectors of the economy that operate under supply management. As Rafi Boudjikanian tells us, it's a critical issue in rural Quebec.
At a dairy farm, Bloc Québécois leader Yves-François Blanchet is leaning on a past success. 2 years ago, the party managed to get a Bloc private member's bill passed saying supply management would be protected in trade negotiations with the U.S. But the legislation never got through the Senate. Blanchet is now asking all parties to recommit to the idea. It's a key voting issue in rural Quebec, in some small parts of this province where the Bloc's only real opponents are the Conservatives rather than the Liberals, during a campaign consumed by Donald Trump's tariffs as Blanchet fights for relevance. His question after the phone call between Mark Carney and the U.S. President, whether supply management and key sectors of Quebec's economy, like dairy and aluminum, were discussed. Rafi Boudjikanian, CBC News, Saint-Roch-de-la-Chigonne, Quebec.
U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance was in Greenland today. He seemed to repeat Donald Trump's desire for the annexation of the Danish territory. As Paul Hunter reports, Greenlanders want nothing to do with his administration.
The cold silence of the tundra, a bond was born.
Published on Donald Trump's Truth Social platform, this video, the U.S. view of how it has historically always come to the aid of Greenland.
The Nazis set their sights on the Arctic. Greenland became an unwitting combatant, and the United States stepped in, not to conquer, but to protect.
The video dropping while the U.S. Vice President was in Greenland on a one-day visit that's put the giant Danish island on edge. Trump has long made clear he's been eyeing the place, be it to annex, purchase, or simply expand U.S. military presence beyond the remote American base visited by Vance. We would really like to work together with the Americans on defense and security, said Denmark's Prime Minister, but she also made clear Greenland belongs to the Greenlandic people. Paul Hunter, CBC News, Washington.
And that is your World This Hour. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, updated every hour, 7 days a week. For CBC News, I'm Julianne Hazelwood.